Good afternoon. This is Mario from the MS3 channel. Here to go over global trends, weather, and news on a daily basis. And again, there's a brand new channel that's coming out, and I want to look at things out of global aspect and look at individual videos if there's something going on. But one thing I always start off is with the RSOE.hu website. It's an emergency management website. It keeps track of things that are going on a global scale. So a lot of companies use this as real-time in corporations to keep track of their resources, their assets out there, and especially their employees, trying to keep track of what's going on, so make sure they're not being effective, and if they need to do evacuations and things like this. And the nice thing about this, the map itself, it breaks it down by tectonic plates, and it provides real-time earthquake activity. And normally here you'll see in black and in blue, pretty minor, the usual suspects on the west coast of North America and South America, New Zealand, and then south of Alaska, and in southern Europe. And then it also shows you the time of day, so automatically you can see if they're in the evening or not. And then you'll see other items on here, different hazards. Actually, talk about flu, avian flu, volcanoes, and get something you could dig down. And you'll notice down here in the southern Indian Ocean, we got 3 storms again. And so much activity going on here, especially near Australia. You have a category 4, and then you have a category 1, and Madagascar has a tropical storm, so they've been through a lot lately here. And if you notice down here, I had earthquake report 2.2 in Southern California. So one thing is that if you go down here, it gives you a list. So again, this is something you can get on your phone. You can get text messages. You can get real-time activities on here. And one thing here, it's nice because it brings you long-time events down right here. So it tells you what's going on, especially there's volcanoes on here. And you'll see on top, these are the latest events here. And it'll give you vehicle accidents, climate change, flash floods, anything that is very important. It has different levels. So again, if you have any workers or friends, relatives in these parts of the world, you can always narrow down here and find out what exactly it is. And again, very informative page on here. The next thing we're going to look at is the UV. With the solar activity, with the sun not as active for a while, the UV index is going to be increasing. And if you notice here with the UV index, the purple is 11 plus extreme, and that is very high, and we can't even tell if it's going to be 12 or 13. It just says 11 plus. I wonder if they're going to change that. But if you notice already, the equator between tropical Capricorn and Cancer, basically it's already 11. I mean, this is burning up on here. And then you see red. Half the United States is in the 6 to 7, which is very high. I mean, all of Africa is already enclosed. South America too, Australia, and half of Asia. And it's still winter up here, but you could see the differences from the United States from one extreme to the other. And one thing you could do here, what I like about this, you could put the city on here, and all you do is just go do a find, and what it'll do, it will take you down to that specific location. You could put this anything in the world, any location. And right now Miami has an index of 10, and it says here time to redness 10 minutes, time to burn 17 minutes. That is very that is quick. So if you have anybody out there, I know it's spring break for some people, make sure that you have enough suntan, because That is too quick right now, and this is just March. Can you imagine the summertime that comes around? So again, it's a nice website on here. And the site we're going to talk mainly right now is what we call the Ventusky website here. And what I like about it is that as soon as it comes up, it's a real-time map, and it gives you things what's going on now and going on with in the future, and that's what I like about it. And what I like, and again, this link will be provided at the end, but what we're going to look at first is temperatures. And if you see here on a global scale, the temperatures are very extreme, especially again with this map. I can put my mouse and it's 83 in the middle of South America, and then in the United States it's 30 degrees. And if you notice here, look at the exchange, look at the extremes. I mean, 30-degree change, you could be traveling in shorts and then go into a sweater in North America. Africa too, it's very hot right now, and that's usually normal. But if you look at the blue, and this is interesting, 5 degrees north of India, and north of India, closer to Mongolia, it's actually warmer than the spot, and you'll see this going on. If we look at the North Pole, give me 1 second, negative 27 on here, and in south of the by Antarctica, we show, come on little mouse, negative 31. So there's no melting. The weather's not warm, but in the North Pole it's very cold on here. But again, very nice thing here. I'm going to switch it from temperature to thunderstorms. With the thunderstorms, what I like about it, it gives you what's going currently and then what's going to be going in the future. And right now there's quite a bit of activity, storms throughout the equator. You can see the hurricane right here, and you see a lot of storms in South America. There's been a lot of flooding lately on here, and in southern Florida. But what's interesting here, if I change this to bear with me here, if I can change this here, if I go to Wednesday, and look at Wednesday, again, bear with me here, trying to work the bugs out of this. So pretty quiet here, again, still active in South America and throughout the equator. But if we look at Thursday, I'm just trying to get a good feel for what's out here. Thursday's pretty good around this time here. So it's a good map to look at. So we know the equator or the tropics are very active on here. But again, it's something to look at, and then you can play with the different aspects. But again, Ventusky is a great site. I'd like it. We're going to be looking at more further in future videos, and we're going to proceed with the next thing coming up. Thank you.